if you're thinking to jackpot or relocate abroad, hold on before you pack your bags. There are few things nobody tells you, but trust me, you need to know these things. This video will save you tons of headache. So let's dive into these 6 things you must know before taking that big move. Hi travelers, welcome back to Easy Travel with Olakemi, where we explore global opportunities for travel, for education, for work, and living abroad. If you are coming across this channel for the very first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you never miss any of our videos. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you for your support. So today I'm going to be talking about 6 important things you need to know before relocating abroad. These things are very important and many people actually overlook this thing, but trust me, you need to pay attention if you want to transit or if you want your transition to be smooth. So let's dive in. And one is you want to keep your criminal record clean. If you are someone who usually find him or herself in the police station for every little offense back home, you have to change that habit immediately. In abroad, laws are much stricter than our home country. So if you can't abide with your country rules and regulation, how much more in another country where breaking laws can actually lead to serious consequences. So it can actually lead to imprisonment and loss of job and so many things. So these countries are very particular about who they let in their country. So whether it is back home or in abroad, it is just not worth the trouble. And 2, learn to control your spending. This is a big one in abroad because you need to seriously learn how to control your spending. Back home, probably some people might be used to buying things to impress people, things that are not actually important, spending lavishly, buying latest gadgets, clothing, and so on and so forth. And one big trap people actually fell into in abroad is credit card. They give this credit card easily in abroad and it feels like free money. But here is the thing, if you're not careful, you can actually run into debt quickly. And this is where your credit score comes in. A good credit score can actually open doors for you, such as a better interest rate, more loans options, and easy access to things like renting an apartment. But if you mess it up by overspending or not paying your bills on time, it can actually take years to fix. And trust me, you don't want to be stuck with bad credit score. It can really limit your opportunities abroad. So manage your spending wisely and pay off your credit on time. And 3 is tax and cost of living differences. Now let's talk about taxes and the cost of living. These 2 things can really surprise you once you move abroad. You might think, oh, I'm going to earn more money abroad, but what you don't really know is that tax takes huge amount of your income. I just want you to have it in mind that if you are getting a salary of £3,000, that £3,000 is not all your money. There are a lot of things you need to put in consideration or put in mind. You have to pay taxes once you receive your salary. Well, for your groceries, for anything you are buying, you have to pay tax. As for cost of living differences, as a newcomer in abroad, if you don't have the capacity to buy a property or to buy a house of your own, you might want to take an apartment that will allow you to pay on a monthly basis. So, unlike back home where you live with your family, you live with your parents and scot with friends. And if you're actually paying for rent back home, you usually pay one time in a year. So if you compare both together, you see that it's quite a lot of difference. In abroad, you have to pay monthly. And if you compare the amount you're paying monthly, I won't lie to you, this amount can actually pay for a year rent back home. So these are the kind of things I want you to prepare your mind when you are traveling abroad. You have to get a place of yourself, at least a place that you can actually manage. A place you can sleep, you can, get a roof over your head. If you hear a salary of 5,000, then a lot of things that are associated with it, which is being house rent, feeding, a lot of expenses, transportation, and all that. So cost of living differences in abroad and back home is totally different. So I want you to prepare your mind while relocating. And 4 is learn to mind your business. This is very, very important. In abroad, people tend to mind their business and they expect the same thing from you. Don't go where you are not invited. If you're not invited, don't show up. In abroad, different people with different background, different people with different culture, you don't expect them to be so friendly the way you are or the way you are from your own country. There are people that they just keep to themselves. They don't want people to interfere in their own business. And they expect the same thing from you. And if something is happening in your facility, learn this habit to call the 911, call the emergency. Don't start knocking the door of people. Don't start barging into people's privacy and all that. These are the principles you need to develop if you are planning to move abroad. Abroad is not like back home. Back home, you can easily, have friends all around, greet them, be friendly and all. But in abroad, I know as time goes on, you will blend and adapt. This is for the guys. Back home, you will see a lady on the street start whispering, fine girl, fine girl. If you do this in abroad, you might end up in a prison, Learn to mind your business. Don't do that in abroad. If you do that in abroad, you will get arrested. Someone can call police on you for doing that. That is simply harassment. So these are the things you need to put in mind before you move abroad. Abroad is not like our home country, but people just tend to mind their business and they expect the same thing from you. So I want you to have it in mind that respect each and everyone's culture. 5 is prepare for different work culture. Work culture in abroad is another thing that can surprise you. You heard that right. In abroad, you have to be punctual. You have to be hardworking. This is very important. And while being hardworking as well, take note, don't overwork yourself. Keep a time for yourself to rest. Get to know your contract. Get to know your timing, your hours of working. And very important one, maintain a healthy relationship with your superior, with your managers and all that. People around your work, people are watching. You want to make sure you build a healthy relationship with your manager, with your colleagues and all that. In many countries, they value open communication in the workplace. And finally, prepare yourself for cultural differences. When you move abroad, you are going to encounter so many different things, different from back home, be it the weather, the food, the dressings, and different people's culture. So integrate yourself into the system, learn their culture, learn the basic of their language. This will actually help you while interacting with them. You need to be open and see what is going on around you, like the way they greet, the way they interact. Every countries have different cultures, so always go on YouTube, try to learn the basic of their language, try to know more about their culture and all that. Get familiar with their culture before you travel down there. So it's not about grabbing your bag, moving abroad. There are a lot of things you need to put in place. There are a lot of researches you need to make. Best advice I can give you is to be open-minded and ready to adapt. Respect the culture of the country, and it doesn't mean you should lose yourself, but try to blend in where you can. More open you are to learn and adapt, the smoother your experience will be. So travelers, those are the 6 things you need to know before relocating to abroad. It's not just about getting on a plane and starting afresh. It's about knowing what to expect and being prepared for the challenges that comes with it. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss any of our video. If there is any other point that I've missed, please share them in the comment section. I would love to hear, and I'm sure others also would love to hear from you. So safe travels, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.